Hello everyone. So today again I am here with all of you with a new video of user defined functions part 2. In user defined functions part 1 we have seen how to define a function and how to call a function. Along with that we have also studied in that the use of the return keyword. In this video we are going to see the types of arguments. The types of arguments are of four types: positional arguments, default arguments, keyword arguments, and variable length arguments. Arguments are actually the parameters which are passed inside the parenthesis of the function name. So let us see one by one how all these works. Okay, so this is our shell. And now, as we have already studied in part 1, what are actual parameters and what are formal parameters? Once again, I would like to tell you that if I go to a script mode over here, okay, so here, if I write def, that is the keyword to start a function, and let us name the function as subtract. And here I give two parameters, that is two arguments, a comma b. And here we are printing a minus b. So dear students, in this a and b, these are the formal parameters. And when we will run this program and we will give the values to execute this function, those values will be called as the actual parameters or the actual arguments. Let us run this. Okay, so this is my shell, and to run, as all of you know, that we will write the name of the function, and within the parenthesis, as you can see, a comma b, it is demanding from me. So here I will give the actual values which I want. So let us give the actual values. These are the actual arguments, and we can see that the result has been executed. So in this particular example, we can see that this is a perfect example of the positional argument. Now, what is the positional argument? In a positional argument, the arguments are passed to the actual arguments of the function in the correct positional order. That means that when we are passing this 200 will be passed to A, and 134 will be passed to B in the correct order. It will never happen that this 200 will be passed to B or 134 will be passed to A. So the actual values will be passed according to the correct positional order. So this is the example of the positional arguments. Now, let us see the example of the default arguments. Again, I will go to the script, and here we will write another function, greet, and inside I will pass one argument along with the value, and we will print hello name good morning. So here it is. And now we will call this particular function, and to call, we will write the name greet, as we can call the function within the program also. So we are calling greet, and inside greet, I have passed one more value, and I have called greet again without any parameter or without any argument. So let us see how it will work. Here, when this greet will be called, this value Ashima will be passed to the variable name, and it will overwrite the value Ashish, and the answer will be hello Ashim. Hello Ashima. And the next time when this greet will be called, here since no parameter has been passed, so by default, name will take the value Ashish, and this will print hello Ashish. So that means that I will get two lines of output. One that is hello Ashima, and other that is hello Ashish. Let us see. So you can see here the output is hello Ashima, good morning. Hello Ashish, good morning. So in the first instance, since Ashima has already been passed, Ashima will overwrite Ashish. In case we are not giving any value, in that case, Ashish will be taken as the default value. So this is the default argument. So here in this example, this is the default argument. That is the argument that can assign a default value if a value is not provided. So as we can see that here the value is not provided. So this default value will take place, and hello Ashish, good morning will be executed in this case. This is the default argument. I hope that this is clear. Now, in this default argument case, we must take care of one thing, that if we are passing the default arguments, then all the arguments to its right must also have the default values. Now, what I mean by this, let me show you. Okay, so let us just make the changes in this only. Here we have name Ashish and message so here we are passing two parameters, that is two arguments. Then I will write one more function. Here name, comma, message equals to good morning. So let me give it a name as greet1. And here we will write one more function, greet2. Okay, so in this case, just see what I mean by that all the arguments to its right must also have the default values. You can see here that name has been given a value Ashish and message has been given a value good morning. So this will not create any problem when we will call greet. So it will print hello Ashish, good morning. In the second function, name comma message equals to good morning. That means then when we are calling it like this, so here Ashima value will be given to name and it will print Ashima good morning. However, in this third function greet to, name has been given Harish and there is no message. So when you are giving a default message, a default argument, then all the arguments to its right, they must have the default value. So here either this should have the value or this message should be written before name like this. So this statement will give us an error. Let us see if we will run then how it will work. So here we are calling greet one like this. Greet I am calling like this. So first of all, I am not calling greet two so that let us see that how the first two will run. Okay. So this is saying non-default argument follows the default argument. That means that non-default argument cannot follow a default argument. A default argument can follow a non-default argument. So here, let us put it as a comment. So here you can see because of greet one, this is Ashima, good morning. And because greet has been called, so first one that is hello Ashish, good morning. And the third one has given us an error. So this is all about the default arguments. Now, the next is the keyword arguments. In keyword arguments, to get the control and flexibility over the values sent as arguments, Python offers the keyword arguments. That means that we will already provide the values while calling the function so that the order does not matter. So let us see how we are going to do that. Here we will pass two arguments. Now in this example, you can see here that while writing the function, we have given two parameters, name and message, and we are printing. Okay, here it should be a colon. Yes. And this print will print hello, and whatever value will come here in name, that will be passed to name, and whatever value will be passed to MSG, that will be passed over here. So let us see. This is greet. We are calling greet. In this, we are using the parameters along with their formal names. That is, name equals to Richa and message equals to good morning. That means this Richa will be passed to name and message good morning will be passed over here. So we will get the output, hello Richa, good morning. And in the second example, this greet, here first message is passed and then name is passed. However, they are with the values. So the order doesn't matter. This good morning will be passed to message only because here it is passed along with the formal name, and this Sonia will be passed to name as it is also given here with the formal name. So these type of arguments are called as the keyword arguments. So let us see. So you can see here, hello Richa, good morning. Hello Sonia, good morning. That means that the order doesn't matter here as we are passing the actual values along with the formal arguments in this case. Now our last type of arguments are the variable length arguments. In the variable length arguments, let us see. See, in the variable length arguments, as the name is already suggesting, that in certain situations, we can pass variable number of arguments to a function. That means that even we are not sure that how many arguments we are passing to a function. In that case, we will start it with the keyword def only. We will use the name, and inside this parenthesis, whatever variable you are taking, this variable will be preceded by an asterisk sign. So this is the symbol of the variable length argument. So in this example, as we can see that the function has been started with the keyword def, and then this is the function name f1, and star is there with the variable n. The variable is preceded by a star. That means that while calling the function f1, right now we are not sure how many arguments we will pass. So there can be variable number of arguments that could be passed. So in this function, what we are doing is that we are doing the total of the numbers being passed to the n. So t equals to 0 for I in n, t equals to t plus I. So all the values will be added and it will be printed. The sum is t. Let us see that if we run this, then what will happen. Okay, so now here, first of all, I will call this without any value inside the parenthesis. That means that there is no value. So right now t is 0. So it should pass the sum is 0. Okay. Now I will pass one parameter inside the function. So this is sum is 20. Now I will pass two parameters and the sum is 60. Now I will pass four parameters and the sum is 50. So that means that while defining the function, we didn't know how many parameters or arguments will be passed. So that is why the variable has been preceded by the star symbol, that is the asterisk symbol. this is all about the types of arguments used in Python in the user-defined functions. Thank you.